Picked out a couple of points to illustrate this.
Yes, there was a lot of good scores from play. There's Anthony Tohill going through. Great save by Neil Collins, putting the ball over the bar. That was early on in the game. Again, Joe Brawley, who caused a lot of problems early on in the game, kicking a beautiful point from play. And then for Down, we can see, again, Mickey Linden getting possession. He scored a lot of points off left and right, left-footed point there. And probably one of the best points of the game, James McCartan getting the ball and soloing through. Difficult enough to score, going straight at the goal, and is able to clip it over off the inside of his foot. All very, very high-class points. And there was a series of those right from the beginning to the end by both teams.
You were mentioning a little bit earlier on about the contrasting styles of the two teams today.
Yes, I think Down won the game because they moved the ball that much quicker than Derry, especially from frees. Players like Greg Blaney, every time the ball broke down or there was a free, they moved it immediately with a kick from the hand. Blaney in particular was looking for Linden all the time. And Derry, on the other hand, tend to slow things down a bit more, try to work the ball shorter, and it generally backfired because of good back play by Down.
Yeah, you've picked out another example now just to make the point about how Down were closing Derry down, if I may put it like that.
Well, this is one of the best games I have ever seen for blocking of kicks. There were so many of them blocked by both sides. Here we have Dermot Heaney, great block by Michael McGill. Back out the field, again a lot of Down players around, forcing the play. Greg Blaney in there and blocks down a kick by Enda Gormley. Again, Down, every time a Derry player got the ball, put them under a lot of pressure. Brian McGilligan over carries, and here we have Down breaking forward fast, moving the ball in and setting up a point from Aidan Farrell. So in the space of a few seconds they turned a situation around into a score.
In a game as tight as this was, Colm, obviously any goal opportunities were going to be critical to the outcome of the match. Now, Derry got a goal that looked like was going to set them up, but then Down came back again.
Yes, you would think that when Derry got the goal, especially to being the first goal, that they would go on and win the match. And it was one of Derry's few opportunities to open up the Down backs. And Fergal McCusker does very well. I think Barry Breen got a half block on that ball, and that's why it probably got in. Again, when we look at it here from behind, you'll see that a very good move by Derry. Joe Brawley punching inside to Fergal McCusker, who had moved upfield. Ross Carr got lost for a second. He got in a tackle, as it turned out, and you see the 5 Down players in the picture and just couldn't prevent it going in. But it just showed the Down backs were working very hard. I think this probably was the most important score of the game. Down were under pressure, having given away the goal. James McCartan got the ball, made a lot of ground and kicked a brilliant point from play, and that brought Down back to a point behind. But this is a really great goal. Blaney again to Linden to substitute Kieran McCabe. Pops the ball, and as we can see from the shot behind the goal, had to get his kick in quickly because he was being closed down by the Derry backs. But that was a really great goal. Only 5 or 6 minutes left, and I suppose that in the end was the difference.
Sure. Colm, I hate to mention it at this stage, but that's your prediction. Ulster gone out of the championship.
Well, actually, I've got it wrong the last 2 years. The last year I predicted that Down would beat Derry, and this year I went for Derry, so I'm getting it wrong every time.
But you're close, though.
Yes. They're two very good teams, and I think that another important factor today was the substitutions that Down made. John Kelly was in trouble on Joe Brawley early on, and they brought on Paul Higgins there, and he did a better job, even though I suppose the ball didn't come in as well to Brawley after that. And I suppose that substitution of Kieran McCabe was inspired as well. Whereas the Derry substitutions just didn't work as well on the day.
Yeah. All right, Colm. OK, let's then come to our man of the match selection from this afternoon's Ulster Championship match. And that choice went to the Down forward, Mickey Linden. Linden, a vital part of Down's attack over the years, especially during their All-Ireland run of 2 years ago, and still obviously a key man in their forward division. Well, he is the first recipient tonight of our Festina Gold Watch, which of course is the award to all our man of the match winners here on the Sunday game. And Colm, obviously he impressed you greatly today.
Yes, well, Linden got great ball in. I think that was the most important thing. He thrives on this early ball. They left him isolated inside, even though he had to work hard for this particular point. But Blaney and McCartan had the beating of their men out the field, and Blaney in particular always seemed to look for Mickey Linden. And Aidan Farrell did a lot of good work for Down inside. Here he gets through, and it just shows Linden again available to take the pass, punch over the bar. So he kicked points with his right foot, with his left foot, and punched the point into the bargain. Here, again, Down needing a score into the win the second half, beats his man and kicks with his left foot. superb performance by him, but I think he'd be the first to admit that the quality of ball that he got in by McCartan and Blaney, because they picked up a lot of breaks around the middle of the field, and I'd say Down were very happy with that part of their game, because they may have thought they would have been in trouble at midfield. Instead of that, they got a lot of the breaks.
All right, Colm, thank you very much for the moment. A quick reminder, by the way, about our phone number again. 0164 3535 is the number to ring if there's any comment that you want to make on today's games. Just quickly, before we leave the Down Derry match, Matt Doyle in Dublin said he would like to congratulate the referee, Tommy Shugru. He felt that he was an outstanding ref and he kept the game flowing. Brian Gordon from Leitrim called us to ask the panel what he thought of the referee, because he thought that he was letting a lot of over-carrying of the ball go too far, and particularly for the Derry goal. All right, that's your views so far. Next year on the programme, we're staying with football and a brief look at this afternoon's Leinster Championship clash between Westmeath and Louth. Now, you can see extended coverage of this game tomorrow night in the game on Monday. But for the moment, a look at the crucial scores in that match.
Jerry Kern into Stephen White. First touch for the Louth sharpshooter. First point for the Louth sharpshooter. Beautifully done by Stephen White. But what a very good ball in it was by Jerry Kern. Michael Broder through to the middle. The break favours Jack Cooney. Down the line again to Mark Staunton. He has played well since coming in the first half. This man Jerry Kern has played fairly well all through for Louth. Colin Kelly latching on to that one, trying to use his pace to get into a point-scoring position. A good drive by Colin Kelly. A great point by Colin Kelly. And he knows it.
Yeah.
Yes, Westmeath had high hopes going into that match, but in truth, well, Louth's footballers have been pushing hard for a breakthrough in Leinster for the past couple of years, and showing this afternoon that they still have a sense of purpose about them this summer as well. Mind you, there was just a point in it at the end, 13 points to 1-9, and Westmeath will surely regret a host of missed chances. Now, as I said, you can see extended coverage of that match tomorrow night in the game on Monday. And on that note, we take another commercial break, but still to come here on the programme, a nail-biting Munster Hurling Championship clash between Tipperary and Clare. So stay with us for that.
From the start, milk's natural calcium builds strong bones and may help avoid osteoporosis or brittle